Hi, Denise. Are you ready for some candid questions?
Hey, perfect timing. We're just getting ready for lunch.
Good. Are you pretty self-confident?
No, I'm not. Have you heard that expression, you teach what you need to learn? In my courses, I often teach about self-confidence because I'm still struggling with it. And I have done so many workshops, I've done so much therapy, and I still struggle with a lack of self-confidence.
How do you overcome that?
At one point I thought if I can't change it, I might as well find what's good about it. And there's so much great and so much good about not being confident.
For everyone out there with low self-esteem, what's the silver lining?
The silver lining to a lack of self-confidence is multitude. There's a whole lot of reasons why it's great. One is, have you heard that expression, the cracks are where the light gets in? When you are not completely, absolutely certain about life, it means that you can get insights and information that you couldn't get if you had that absolute certainty. Also, it really deepens your compassion for other people who have a lack of confidence.
Do you have a mantra as a reminder?
Yeah. If you can't change what is, love what is. So I love my lack of self-confidence, as crazy as that sounds.
You had a pretty rough childhood and some tough challenges in life. How have you endured?
I had a very rough childhood. For some blessing, I guess, I have a gratitude gene. And I believe and think that the way I made it through it all was I kept finding what was good. Like there's always something bad, but I found what was good.
Done. Did this play a role in the emotional healing that you did?
It did. And the turning point for me was when I realized that you don't have to forgive the act. And I think there's some acts that are unforgivable. Child abuse, unforgivable. But you can forgive the person, and it's not them. You are allowing that forgiveness to filter into you, so you're not harboring resentment. So yeah, forgiveness played a big part.
Who is your favorite author?
Well, I'm dyslexic, and so I read children's books. I liked Harry Potter, way cool, Wrinkle in Time, Tales of Narnia. I can read children's books just fine.
Did you dream of becoming an author?
I never dreamed of being an author. Being dyslexic, you don't dream of being an author. It's like a cosmic joke that I'm a writer. But someone said, Denise, would you write a book? And I did. I said yes, and it did well. So someone else asked me to write a book, and I've written 19 books now. They're in 29 languages. So I just kept going, but I never started out to be a writer.
If you weren't an author, what would you do?
If I wasn't an author, I would be a naturalist. I would hang out in nature. I would watch the birds and the squirrels and the frogs. Oh, speaking of nature, look at that. I think it's a Rufus hummingbird. God, they're very rare around here, so I'm really excited to have seen that.
When have you felt genuinely starstruck?
I felt genuinely starstruck when I met Elizabeth Gilbert. Now you're going to think this is strange because I don't read, because being dyslexic, I haven't read her books, but I admire her courage as a human being. I admire her authenticity. And when I met her, I was like, oh my God, it's Elizabeth Gilbert.
What is one of your favorite memories?
One of my favorite memories. I love my time with my grandmother. When I was a kid and things got really bad with my family, I got to hang out with my grandmother. So anyway, she really made a difference in my life.
What's one of the strangest things that have happened to you?
The strangest things that have happened to me. Okay. I don't expect you to believe this because I wouldn't believe you probably if you told me this, but I saw a UFO very close, and it was a real UFO. It was amazing. And also, of course, the birth of my child. It wasn't strange, but it was wondrous.
I pulled a card from your deck, Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. What does it mean?
You pulled traveling lightly. You got, see these words? Simplify your life. What this is telling me, Jessica, is any projects that you're doing that are not uplifting you, maybe time to drop them. Any people you're hanging out with that just don't make you feel good, you walk away, you feel drained, it's time to simplify your life. Travel lightly, just say it. I mean, if it were my card, that's what I would think it means. So,
All right, done. How many pets do you have?
we have one kind of rambunctious, a German Shepherd. She's a handful, but we love her so much.
What's your favorite essential oil?
My favorite essential oil, I love neroli. You know, orange blossoms. If you ever smell those are so good. But I also love jasmine. And look here, we've got some star jasmine. Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
What is your mission in life?
My mission in life is to experience joy and to share joy. That's it.
What's your favorite past life?
My favorite past life, I had a life as a Franciscan monk on the Franciscan island, which is off the coast of Venice, Italy. And it was such a pure life. I believed in God with my whole heart. I had such pure faith, and every day felt like a gift from God. I love that life. It was a great life.
What would you say to people who don't see the benefits in recalling past lives?
Do you know there are qualities that you can activate simply by going back into a past life, such as singing, public speaking, art, writing, but it can even be things like compassion or forgiveness. When you go back, experience a life where you had those qualities, it's like this portal opens up and those qualities begins to activate inside of you. So I love that. Wait just a second here. This is gonna be lunch. Oh, God. Guess what we're having for lunch? It's gonna be so good. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Christmas. I love Christmas. I go full, I decorate everything. I start playing Christmas music the day after Thanksgiving, which drives my husband crazy, but I don't know, I just love it. It's like I get like a child around Christmas.
Was it always your favorite holiday?
As a kid, no, it's pretty terrible. I think that's why I love it so much. It's like I get to have the childhood I never had. Yeah. So,
If you were a superhero with a superpower, what would it be?
if I had a superpower, I would be a joy generator. Wherever I walked, all I'd have to do was pow. I'd have to like hit my chest and like a wave, like a pebble dropped in a still pool, wave for 1 mile in all directions. Everybody would feel joy and happiness and kindness. Wouldn't that be a cool superpower? I would love that. Doesn't this look good? Goat cheese, fresh rosemary. You're gonna love lunch.
What is your favorite dish from your daughter Meadow?
Meadow makes the most amazing chia seed pudding. It is phenomenal. I love that.
Where's the happiest place on earth for you?
Happiest place on earth is when I'm with my daughter and my husband.
What's the hardest part about being an author?
For me, the hardest part about being an author is actually writing, actually sitting down and writing.
How long do you meditate each day on average?
You know, I lived in a Zen Buddhist monastery for 2.5 years. I meditated 16 hours a day, and I think now there's so much value in meditation, but now my meditation is more being in nature or just looking at the clouds or listening to birdsong. That fills my soul.
If you could have tea with someone from the past, who would that be?
You're gonna laugh. I would have tea with Yoda. I love Yoda. You know, no try, do or don't do or something like that.
What's your favorite country to visit?
Do you know, we went to Vietnam and we took a boat down the Mekong River, David Meadow and I love that. And we spent time with villagers and there was even people who had almost nothing. There was such a sense of grace. And I thought, how can these people who have so little, who have gone through so much, have this sense of grace, nobility, and kindness? And I asked their translator, and they said, well, we're Buddhist. And I don't know, it touched me the way they said it. We know how to forgive, was someone had said. We understand forgiveness, so that was great.
What's the best advice you can give a first-time author?
First-time author. First of all, this is really important. It does not need to be perfect. It does need to be done. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm saying it again, does have to be done. The thing that stops first-time authors, especially, is they want it to be perfect. Just get it done. And the next thing is have a really good outline. So when you start, otherwise you get kind of messed up in the middle of it. So have a really good outline, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
How do you overcome overwhelm with any new project?
You got to chunk it. Just take a little bit at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Take a tiny bit, move to completion, celebrate it. Oh yeah, Deb, I'm good. I got it done. And then go on to the next thing.
What's the sound of your soul sound like?
I tried to listen to the sound of my soul. I couldn't hear anything, but I thought, well, if my soul did have a sound, what would I like it? And I would love my soul to sound like a cloud filled with birdsong. That's what I would want the sound of my soul to be like.
Which room in the house is the best to have completely clear of clutter?
The best room to have completely clear is the bedroom. You really want that room to be clear because you spend most of your amount of time, even though you're sleeping, the energy still influences you and infects you.
And last, what is the secret to happiness?
To me, from my perspective, the secret to happiness is gratitude. There is always something to be grateful for. Even if it's just your eyes to see, your ears to hear, your legs that you can walk. Look, and no matter how bad things are, there's always something. Focus on that, and you will step into happiness.
Thank you so much, Denise, for your time today and answering a few questions.
Perfect timing. Lunch will be ready in just a minute. I'm going to go hit the lunch bell.